On day 11, I looked around, remembering that historical moment, that sunrise, and immediately tried to get down from the roof that I had gotten up to, and I got myself hurt. Then I went right back down to continue work on my storage area. I filled in the floor a bit, and a bit more, and then I filled in the roof a bit, and then finished up on the roof except for one hole. I then got into a very strategic that meant saving stone bricks, but also meant getting water dumped on my head. After I got that done, I did a bit more cleaning up with the bricks and stuff like that. It was really looking really nice. Then I noticed a leak in the ceiling because there was water right above it, so I knew what I had to do. I grabbed some slabs and plopped them where the water was leaking, and that solved the problem. I then figured out what to do with my final slabs, placed them at the bottom of the stairs. Then I went outside to murder some cows because they were a little bit too much. I ended up just placing dirt to cover up stone bricks. And then I went right back inside. So I closed the door, and then I came out at night to finally clear out some of the cows. I got right to murdering them. But it was on my second cow that my iron sword broke. So yeah, I just slept the night away. On day 12, I woke right up and I got right to work. I went outside. I climbed up these stairs to check out where I wanted to go. I admired the go-to question mark block. I will explore that. But I decided not right then. So I went to 2017 and got a bit of mining done because I did need stone to finish up the storage room. And then I mined a bit of iron, but lost it. But then I found my first diamond. And this was my very first diamond. I made sure that nothing was around to stop me, and I grabbed it. And then walked around a bit. I discovered a desert temple, but didn't really care. I got back to mining. I got a bit of iron, which was great because I lost my sword. And yeah, I mainly just mined a bit. And that was all, technically. I then fell into the void, but managed to save myself by flying right over to this area. I did not really spend much time there, though, and immediately after got flying right back to the 2018 area where I lived. The storage room was where everything was. Then I made myself a new sword. And then I got back to work on the storage area. And then I walked around. Got a bit of mining done because I needed a lot of stone for the storage area. I eventually came to some of the stone bricks from my storage area. I had to mine around that a little bit, but hey, at least I wasn't really using much, so it was a little bit easier. I then lost my pickaxe, made a new one, and got right back to mining. I eventually had to mine through a bit of dirt, but that was good because I found iron. But also I found water. I found a flood of water. I ended up having to place down a few blocks to let myself get out, which ended up causing a bit of trouble. What trouble? Filling the entire place up and then mining all the wood away. And there was a lot of wood that I had to place down. So yeah, then I realized it was night and I was going to have to find my way back to the house. So that's exactly what I began doing. First I cleared out a zombie and a drowned that were right by where I was. And then I took on another drowned. And then I ate some watermelon to accomplish the fight, to fully accomplish the fight. And then I died trying to get over to the 2017 area, and then I just decided I was gonna call it a night. It had been a big day. On day 13, I woke right up and got right to work, smelting some more cobblestone, and I headed down to place the last of the bricks. The storage area was complete. The storage area was finally complete. After several days of work, I placed down some chests because this area was a storage area. And I placed down a few stone bricks here. You'll realize why I did that later. But then I got right back to work exploring. And then, I decided I was going to head right back to the 2017 area because I needed wood, and I knew just a place to get wood. But it turns out you can still get her on Elytra a lot. I cannot even tell you how many times I died. That's well, eventually I began trying another tactic. Fly to the 2017 main island, then I would fly to the Mushroom Island, and then I would finally make my way flying towards the Tree Island, and I died still. Yeah, it was a while. It took a long time, a lot of water bucket placing, a lot of deaths, and I mean a lot of deaths. I finally somehow managed to get up there. And once I was up there, the sun was setting. So I got right to chopping as fast as I possibly could. And I mean fast. Like, really, really, really unimaginably fast. But anyway, once I had finished, I decided I was going to go ahead, fly back, die, whatever. And then just go to bed. I just went to bed. Ending the day and beginning day 14. So I headed directly out and I decided I was going to attempt something that was recommended to me by someone. I climbed all the way up. So Potato Gamer, or Tato Gamer as you might know him, told me that apparently there's an end portal behind the Minecon Earth sign. So I tried that. I got right up and looked around, but there was absolutely no end portal. You lied to me, Tato Gamer. You lied. So anyway, yeah, then I went underground and dug up a bit of stuff, and then I climbed back up here to I was gonna do it. I went question mark, and I checked a few signs. Apparently, yeah. So then I flew down, and I just saw this weird cube formation. I landed on dirt, took a bit of damage, and this is definitely the strangest thing I've encountered yet in this series, maybe even at all. So, yeah, I flew down to check some block out, but I missed. Thankfully, though, I was able to land on another cube. Oh, wait, no. The cube was a deep dark cube. So, yeah, I immediately tried to fly out of there. As my screen darkened, and then I died because my screen was darkened just because I didn't have enough, whatever. Then I decided I was going to go ahead and just place some chests down, and I only needed 6 more chests to complete the storage area. Then I went mining and found a bit of diamonds. I found a couple diamonds. And then, yeah, I basically just went to mining straightforward. I was just trying to get out of that place. Just trying to get out of the caves. And I found quite a bit of ores, like quite a bit. A lot of gold, a bit of emerald, just a lot of random, just weird ores. Just a lot of different ores, okay? Then, eventually, I found redstone. I decided I was not going to break that because I actually liked the light. Then eventually I was able to finally break out, and apparently it was night. So, I tried going to sleep. Monsters were nearby. I headed downstairs, tried to trade with a villager. Little did I know the one thing that was waiting for me once I clicked off. There was a creeper there, and it exploded everything. My chests were gone. So I very quickly sealed up the area so no more mobs could get back in, and then I tried to grab the chest from the pile. I tried cycling through, nothing worked. So then I tried to craft a chest, but apparently I had no valid wood in my inventory. So then I decided I was going to go ahead and put my storage area to good use, emptying everything out. I kept on cycling through, going back up, grabbing more things, putting things in. I just had to get all of my items safe. I just kept on trying. It took forever. But finally, I managed to grab the last of the items. I then decided I was going to go to sleep and end this very, very, very stressful day. So on day 16, I walked and I repaired the broken wall with a creeper with broken stone bricks. And then I lit up the place so no creepers would spawn. Then I went out, walked down the stairs, and I saw another creeper. And it drowned. I lunged at the creeper, tried to attack it, but somehow it managed to explode. It drowned as well. So then I crafted myself a pickaxe, enchanted it with Unbreaking 1 and Efficiency 1. Pretty good chance in my opinion. And then I died trying to kill a creeper. So then I mined a bit of netherrack. You'll see why in a minute. Then I had probably the most intense face-to-face battle anyone has ever had with a small magma cube. And then I got killed by a large magma cube. So anyway, yeah, then I decided to go ahead and build a bit of a netherrack roof. You will see why if I ever somehow manage to accomplish what I'm trying to do. So then I ended up having to mine a bit more netherrack for the roof. And then, I died by the magma cube again. So, well, then I just worked on the roof a bit more. It looked pretty good. And then I simply just mined a bit more another rack. Then I noticed it was night. And I noticed there's a magma cube below. And as you all probably know, only one of us would have made it out alive. So I launched it. And it was an instant all-out battle. I was at half a heart. And, well, I saw it. The magma cube right behind me. I managed to smash it. Then its minions. What it came from when it died, I died too. I managed to get a few of them. Then there were monsters nearby. So I had to go out and hunting. Immediately there was a zombie and I shattered him to pieces. Right after, I took on a creeper and somehow managed to kill it. Then, finally, I could get some sleep. So, on day 17, I walked right out of my house, and then I had an underwater battle with a skeleton in broad daylight. Because it was underwater and skeletons don't drown. Then I went back down to the nether to continue working on the roof. I managed to basically just place water in random spots and then just mine more netherrack whenever I ran out. But eventually I just tried to swim through to be able to mine what I could and hopefully not drown in the time that it took. But, yeah, I drowned in the time that it took. Then I tried sponges. But I tried placing lava on the sponge twice because it was a wet sponge. But of course, nothing worked. The second time, I even let it flow a little bit, hopefully to dry it all out. Seriously, Mojang needs to do something about that. Anyway, though, I decided I was just going to go to sleep. And so on day 18, I woke up, and I went back down to the nether. And I decided what I was currently working on didn't really work. So I experimented with other ways to, basically simply just to get the mineral that I wanted. I think you can tell by now. But anyway, it was on my very third attempt that finally I tried something that I had not tried yet before, and I managed to get the mineral I was looking for. Obsidian! I finally got it. Then I ran into a large magma cube, and I think you can tell how that went. Anyway, then I got back and I fought him. I took him on, I sliced him, I stabbed him, then I took down the minions that dropped when he died. And surprisingly, I did it all without losing any health, which I'm honestly shocked by. Then I finally got to mine the obsidian. And I think you can tell what I'm doing with the obsidian. I repeated the process, got a second one, slaughtered a bit more magma cubes, and I think by now it's pretty obvious that there is a spawner. So, but just, I couldn't reach it. I then tried getting to it, but obviously that didn't work. So then, then I had to fight again. But as the minions dropped below, I stayed up. And apparently, one by one, each one of them dropped into the void. When another magma cube spawned, I tried the process again, and again they dropped. So now, I had an easy way to avoid magma cubes whenever they came for me. Then I just decided to grow up a tree to make some more chests. And then I went to bed, concluding the wonderful, exciting, and quite chaotic day. On day 19, the second to last day of this current video, I headed right outside, and I chopped a bit more trees, and I placed the final chest. The storage area was finally complete. Then I placed another obsidian at where I was trying to work. There aren't really many highlights of what happened next. I was really just fighting and mining, but I did end up absolutely messing everything up for me with the water bucket that I had. So I ended up really just having to stick to the old classic way, and I ended up also relocating myself because the magma blocks were really becoming a big issue. So then, I just worked through the night, and because of that, I didn't exactly get the warmest welcome when I arrived back up. In fact, I actually had to fight my way back to the house. It started with a skeleton, but I was too surrounded. So I tried to sleep, but all the beds were too close to monsters. So I had to fight my way through the crowd. And, it wasn't exactly the easiest thing, but I tore through. And I tore through fast. The husk was the last monster, and as he fell, so did the night. I decided to go to sleep to end this very eventful day and begin the very last day of the video. On day 20, I woke right up, and I got right to work organizing my inventory, finishing up on that obsidian project that I've been working on for such a long time. I think you can tell what it is by now. I mined a bit of gravel, made flint and steel, and lit the nether portal. Then put away my flint and steel, and stood in it. But I figured I wasn't ready yet. That's something for episode 3. I figured I wanted to end the episode off by going somewhere I'd gone for the very first time this episode. Question mark, question mark, question mark. I got there and I flew down and found a pale oak forest. And let's just say I had a bit too much fun creating a heartbeat with the harp. Just give it a listen. So anyway, after I was done with that, I flew down to this other area. But I died. Well, eventually I finally managed to make my way and navigate without taking any damage at all, so I was able to very easily get there. And I mined too. And just as I suspected, it was a trial chamber. So, bombs are already spawning. I tried to take them on one by one from the roof where they couldn't reach me, but eventually a couple breezes teamed together to knock me down. Then it was just an all-out fight of smacking them as hard as I possibly could. It was a really, really, really intense battle, but I did manage to take them down a little bit. And eventually I opened a chest. I tried to grab the keys, but before I could, they stopped me. So I then headed right back up for a rematch, but once I got to the top, I stopped. Wait a minute. It's close to the end. I might as well save that for episode 3. So I decided I was going to end this episode as I started the first episode. Flying down to the island. Except I flew past it. I stuck myself to the sign with the water bucket. I honestly don't really know what I was doing at this point. I just started mining the sign for some reason. Then, however, I died. So I just decided to go ahead and end this episode off here. See you later, everyone, in Minecon Survival episode 2.